Here's some breaking news coming in right this minute, with China being reluctant in coming to the table for military talks to address tensions in eastern Ladakh. Top government functionaries, including political and military leaders, will discuss the way ahead on the matter at a very high-level meeting. Meeting is now expected to start anytime soon. Defence Minister, External Affairs Minister and CDS General Rawat are part of this high-level meet. Govt Savan joining us live for more details. Gaurav, here we're looking at talks, multiple talks failing between India and China, and now China reluctant now to come forward for another military round of talks to address tensions in Ladakh. And this, even as this is happening, here is a high-level meet that's being decided upon by the Defence Minister along with the External Affairs Minister and General Rawat to come together to discuss what next.
Nabila, the situation along the line of actual control remains extremely grim, extremely tense. It's been a week since the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, and the Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, who incidentally also is a state councillor, decided that the core commanders would meet either at Chushul or at Moldo and then decide the road ahead to disengage and then de-escalate tension along the line of actual control. Unfortunately, China hasn't come back to India for over a week. What we are noticing from what sources in the army tell India today, the build-up on the Chinese side is only increasing and intensifying. They're building permanent defenses, they're building bunkers, they're building accommodation, they're laying cables. It appears that China is digging in for the long haul. Given that scenario, there is a disconnect in what Wang Yi, the Chinese state councillor, told Dr. S. Jaishankar and the situation on ground. So the army too is preparing for the long haul, and India's political, military, diplomatic response is being deliberated at this all-important meeting in the national capital. How should India respond to China? The situation is tense. We've had engagements. As of now, of course, there is an uneasy calm. There's no movement from the Chinese side, but the build-up is there. Remember, Nabila, in 1962, the Chinese had actually attacked India in the month of October. On the 18th of October, the Chinese attacked India. On the 19th of November, they had retreated just before the passes closed and the winters set in. So this 1 month from now till October, November remains extremely tricky, and that is where India's response is being deliberated at that all-important meeting.
Right, this all-important meeting is due to start just about now. Here we're looking at General Rawat, we're looking at External Affairs Minister as well as the Defence Minister coming together, but they've always posed a very confident front that India is prepared. Gaurav, what do you see on ground in Ladakh? The tensions are still, of course, high, but nonetheless, India has doubled up forces and it's not the one to step back now.
Stepping back is not an option, nor is war. So this is where diplomacy will play an extremely critical role. Will that diplomacy be at the level of our Foreign Office and the Chinese Foreign Office? Will it be at the level of a summit meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping? Or will it be to de-escalate, at least initially, or disengage, a talk between the commanders on ground? Now, the brigade commanders are in touch virtually every day, but that is just a confidence-building measure. At least the two armies are in touch. In case there's any confusion, it can be sorted out at the level of brigade commanders on ground. But the core commander level dialogue, which is extremely important for the two armies to disengage, is not taking place. India approached China. China hasn't responded. Does that indicate, Nabila, and this is very interesting, does that indicate that the Foreign Office of China or the government of China and the Chinese army, the PLA, are not on the same page? Wang Yi may have agreed to that 5-point consensus with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, but subsequently action on ground is not taking place in terms of dialogue for disengagement. That gives us that impression, that's at least one of the assessments here, that the Chinese army does not want to disengage, and perhaps President Xi Jinping will have to step in. Even as you and I speak, Nabila, you can hear these fighter jets roaring in the sky above here in Leh, and that's an indication of the tension that prevails in this area. Constant combat air patrols from both sides to ensure that the Chinese do not try and violate the sanctity of the line of actual control once again, Nabila.
Right. Gaurav, thank you very much, but do stay with us.